holiday season is a time for celebration and creating memories with family and friends. But amid the festivities, safety sometimes takes a back seat, and that can lead to accidents or even tragedies. We're talking about the risk of cooking fires, decorating mishaps, and even new toy-related injuries. Those risks are all very real. So Pam Springs is the communications director of the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. She's joining us this morning to talk about a lot of these things that, might take us off guard because we're just enjoying the holiday time. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, there's a lot to cover here, so we're going to jump right in, and we're going to start with Thanksgiving because it's just a few days away. Your data shows that cooking fires spike around Thanksgiving time with an average of 1,400 cooking fires just on Thanksgiving Day. What are some of the most dangerous practices that we should skip to avoid that in our own kitchens?
Absolutely. So 1,400 cooking fires on Thanksgiving Day, that's 3 times as many cooking fires as any other day of the year. And some of the things that we like to tell people to do, first of all, we have a little, saying, stand by your pan. That means don't leave a pan unattended. Don't turn around, don't answer a phone call. Don't try and greet anybody who's coming through the door. The second thing you do, we've got family over, folks you haven't seen, minimize distractions, especially for young kids. Keep the little ones out of the kitchen. They run around, they're excited, and they may turn over a pan, and that could be really, really dangerous for them. Always keep mittens, oven mitts, dish towels, anything that you would need to cook with. Keep them out of the way of flames or heating elements. And if you're wearing a really hot outfit that happens to be really flowy, make sure that something like that doesn't come into contact with flames. And most of all, have a fire extinguisher on hand and close by.
Yeah, and you know what? I was just thinking about this, Pam. I'm hosting, but my fire extinguisher has probably been under the kitchen sink for, I can't even tell you when I put it under there. Something I should be checking before we start cooking this whole holiday season?
Absolutely. You should definitely check your fire extinguisher, get it out of the kitchen sink, put it nearby, put it on the floor, just, very close to the oven, to the stove, because you just don't know when you might need it, and you need to be able to reach it easily, quickly, so you can put out fires.
But check that expiration date. Isn't there an expiration date on there?
Check the expiration date. And if you have any doubts, call your local fire department. They'll be able to come check it out for you. And, there are fire extinguishers available at almost every store, especially this time of year.
Yeah. And so let's talk about holiday decor, because a lot of people have already put up their Christmas decor. But for people who might be doing that or doing it the very next day, what are some of the biggest dangers and safety concerns when it comes to decorating for the holidays?
Well, one of the things we know is that falls are by far the leading cause of injury associated with the holidays, whether it's decorating trees, whether it's putting up lights, folks fall from a ladder or from a chair. So the one thing you want to have if you're trying to decorating is have a decorating buddy to help you either hold the ladder, hold the chair, or hand you items so you don't have to reach far for them. If you're having a Christmas tree and it's a live Christmas tree, make sure to keep it watered. We've got video that shows that Christmas trees can go up in an instant if they're dry, and they get dry very quickly. So make sure that your tree is well watered. Water it every day. Check those water levels. If you're getting a tree that is not real, make sure that it complies with flammability standards, which should be located on the tree's box. If you're decorating with lights, folks like to use lights from year to year. Always check that the lights that you're using don't have sockets that are dead or frayed cords. Those sorts of things can lead to fires. And if you're using candles, perhaps for a Hanukkah menorah, make sure that you don't leave those unattended as well. And if you're just using candles generally, consider LED candles. They're really great these days, and they look very much like real candles. You know, real candles can cause a lot of damage if they get out of hand. So consider using artificial candles.
Yeah, I mean, they look real. They can set them on a timer and they can go on and off. So even better, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Set them on a timer, but by all means, don't leave unattended flames unattended.
Absolutely. Let's talk about toys and toy-related injuries. I mean, a lot of time this time of year, people are looking for perfect toys for maybe a niece or a nephew or a cousin or somebody that, you know, I'm not going to be around whenever they're using it, but what are some things that I need to keep in mind shopping for little ones?
The first thing you should keep in mind is to make sure that your toy is age appropriate and consider other kids in the household. And when I say that, I mean if you're shopping for kids for toys for an older kid that may have small parts, think about the fact that those small parts may become dislodged and become accessible to little kids. We know that choking and small parts are a serious hazard for children associated with toys. So just bear in mind what kind of toy you're buying. Make sure it's age appropriate. Ensure that, first of all, you should always check and see whether toys have been recalled by the CPSC by going to cpsc.gov. And you should also make sure that, when you're under the tree and you're excited and you're, ripping packages apart that have plastic, make sure to keep those things out of the reach of young kids, especially babies. My grandchild puts everything in their mouth, and choking is a really serious hazard these days for kids.
Absolutely. Pam Springs with the U.S. Product Safety Commission, Consumer Product Safety Commission. Thank you so much for all of those great reminders this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you as well.
Thanksgiving.
Take care. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. You too.